Verma, namaste. Dr. Verma, namaste.
Namaste, madam. Namaste. Namaskar, sir.
Namaste, namaskar. Good afternoon from Bali.
Good afternoon, sir.
Very
good morning, sir.
With the permission of the chair, may I start today's proceedings?
Yes, definitely. Yes, please.
Thank you. Namaskar. Good afternoon. Selamat siang.
Selamat siang, selamat sore dari Bali.
Thank you. Today, I, Dr. Sindhu Kapoor, member Heritage Society and presently working as Dean, Faculty of Social Sciences, Cluster University of Jammu, on behalf of Lord Buddha and Cultural Heritage Studies Chair, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, University of Social Sciences, Mhow, Madhya Pradesh, Heritage Society, Patna, Indian International Council of Cultural Relations, Government of India, New Delhi, Bali International School of Art, Indonesia, render warmest greetings to one and all. It's my proud privilege to welcome our esteemed guests, both inside the studios and outside the studio, who have been connected to us through Facebook, YouTube, at this international webinar, which is being organized on the theme Buddhist wisdom. Today's auspicious occasion also marks the inauguration of Lord Buddha and Cultural Heritage Studies Chair at BRAUSS, Mhow, Madhya Pradesh, under the patronship of respected Shri Mangubhai C. Patel Ji, Honorable Governor of Madhya Pradesh and Chancellor Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, University of Social Sciences, Mhow. Committed to the establishment of 9 chairs, today BRAUSS is proudly inaugurating Lord Buddha and Cultural Heritage Chair. Our good wishes and shubhkamnaएं to the chair as well as the premier institution of BRAUSS. Today, in order to ink this celebration, we have august panel in the studios. I, on behalf of the organizers, heartily welcome Shri Chinmoy Nayak, IFS, Deputy Director General, ICCR, Government of India, New Delhi, Honorable Vice-Chancellor, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, University of Social Sciences, Mhow, Professor Asha Shukla ji, a revered guest, Professor I. Newman Siddhana ji, Director, International School of Arts, Bali, Dean from B.R. Ambedkar, University of Social Sciences, Mhow, Professor Deepak Kumar Verma ji, and of course, Madam Meeru Mishra ji, who is the chair for Lord Buddha and Cultural Heritage Studies. Now, with great humility but immense pride, I now invite Honorable Vice-Chancellor, BRAUSS, Mhow, Professor Asha Shukla ji to present formal welcome address and also to introduce the theme of today's events to our guests and our live audiences. Over to you, Madam.
Namaste. Welcome
Namaste,
to India.
namaskar.
Namaskar. I wholeheartedly welcome distinguished guest Shri Chinmoy Nayak, Deputy Director General ICCR, New Delhi, Professor I. Newman Siddhana, and Bali Cultural Group from Bali, Indonesia, Dr. Sindhu Kapoor, Advisor Heritage Society, Patna, and Dean of Social Sciences, Cluster University of Jammu Kashmir, Dr. Anant Asutosh Dwivedi, Director General Heritage Society and Cultural Heritage Studies Chair, also to Dr. Neeru Mishra, Honorary Chair Professor of Lord Buddha and Cultural Heritage Studies Chair, to the inaugural function of the Lord Buddha and Cultural Heritage Studies Chair of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, University of Social Sciences, Mhow. Today we are inaugurating Lord Buddha and Cultural Heritage Studies Chair with the international session for transforming global conflict into harmony through Buddhist wisdom. As part of the academic expansion activities, my university has set up 9 honorary research chairs with the guidance and cooperation of eminent personalities and experts from various fields of the society as the honorary chair professors of these 9 honorary chairs. The objectives of these honorary chairs are to promote inter and multidisciplinary research activities for peace, harmony, human justice values, sustainable development, environment and ecology, climate change, and emerging socio-economic system. It is also envisaged to develop the university as an international center for peace, harmony, climate, heritage, and development studies through international conferences, webinars, workshops, special lectures, and other academic, social, cultural activities. Dear friends, the physical and spiritual legacy of Lord Buddha is a source of inspiration for hundreds of millions of people around the world. Buddhism looks beyond material desires to eternal truths, including compassion for all beings. Lord Buddha and Cultural Heritage Studies Chair is one of the 9 honorary chairs established for the dissemination of philosophy, teachings, and moral values taught by Lord Buddha and preservation of Buddhist art, culture, and heritage. The university has nominated Dr. Neeru Mishra, former Director, Indian Council for Cultural Relations, Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India, and well-known art historian, cultural heritage scholar, and former head of museum studies, National Museum Institute, New Delhi, as the honorary professor to this prestigious chair. Dr. Neeru Mishra has already charted out many future academic programs, including webinars and special web lectures of eminent academicians and intellectuals in the coming months. I would like to convey my gratitude for the efforts and supports given by Dr. Neeru Mishra for establishing and managing the activities of this chair in a very systematic manner. I would also like to thank Sri Chinmoy Nayak, Deputy Director General ICCR New Delhi, who has very kindly consented to inaugurate the activities of Lord Buddha and Cultural Heritage Chair amidst the extremely busy schedule. Being the premier institution forging to strengthen cultural and heritage relations and interchange with other countries, I hope that the ICCR can provide guidance and help in nominating eminent personalities for the national international webinars, web lectures, and also nominate foreign scholars for joining webinars, web lectures, and also for degree courses of Buddhist studies with the certificate courses in Pali and Buddhist studies also. Both the institutions have jointly organized international webinars on role of Buddhism and Buddhist teachers for global harmony on 26 May 2021 and revisiting values of Buddhism in modern times on 14th June 2021. The university and ICCR can also organize international conferences and webinars jointly on Buddhist studies, Buddhist cultural heritage, contemporary Buddhism, Buddhist ethics, or any other prominent Buddhist discipline in the near future also. Here, with my whole university, I also welcome Professor I. Newman Siddhana and Bali cultural team for performing their cultural performance. Professor Siddhana is a professor and director of the Indonesian Arts Institute of Denpasar, Bali, Indonesia. Professor Niru Mishra will give the detailed and deep instruction of the guest in near future. Here I also would like to mention here with gratitude that Dr. Anant Astosh Dwivedi, Director General, Heritage Society Patna, and his professional team have put tremendous efforts for the wide publicity and promotion of the program. Heritage Society Patna is actively engaged with the organization of web lecture series under Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav program with our university. Thank you. Welcome to all of you. Namaskar.
Thank you so much, madam. You have very rightly cited down Buddhism that aims at creating a society that sans hatred, where enmity is conquered by kindness. And Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, University of Social Sciences at Mhow is the premier institution of higher education and learning that's constantly creating opportunities, broadening horizons, and becoming a lead institution in following the tenets of Buddhism, thus conforming to the ideals of new education policy. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your kind words of wisdom. Now, I humbly request Madam Professor Niru Mishra ji, who is the chair of Lord Buddha and Cultural Heritage Studies at BRAUSS, to kindly introduce the august panel of guests from India as well as from Indonesia. Over to you, Professor Niru Mishra ji.
You still unmute, please. Unmute. I cannot hear you. Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sindhu. Namaskar. Om
Namaskar,
Swasti.
namaste.
Om Shri
Om
Gurve Namaha.
Swastiastu.
It is indeed a great privilege that on a very important day today, while we have gathered with a galaxy of illustrious scholars and personalities and the proponents of culture from India and abroad, for this maiden inaugural interactive session of Lord Buddha and Cultural Studies Chair of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, University of Social Sciences, Mhow, which happens to be the holy place, the birthplace of Dr. B.R. Ambedkar as well. It is also a matter of great honor to me to be associated with Indian Heritage Society, Patna, Indian Council for Cultural Relations, Ministry of External Affairs, Bali International School of Arts, Denpasar, Bali, Indonesia, for this session on transforming global conflict with harmony through Buddhist wisdom. Our esteemed Vice-Chancellor, Professor Asha Shukla ji, has already given the background of leading to the creation of these prestigious chairs, where Lord Buddha and Cultural Heritage Studies Chair is also included. As the main theme of today's event suggests, we endeavor to showcase the cultural heritage and the Buddhist wisdom to the global audience. The very reason for keeping cultural heritage and Buddhism together in a single chair has been solely that the Buddhist values are deeply intertwined with every aspect of our cultural heritage, not only in India, but also much beyond across the boundaries of seven seas. We are showcasing today the live cultural performance by Bali International School of Arts, curated specifically by Professor I. Newman Siddhana and his team as a living example of how the Indian culture has traveled to Bali, Indonesia, centuries ago, and how it is still maintaining both the originality as well as the refinement added by the local traditions of Bali. I had the honor of introducing Professor Newman Siddhana, who is currently Ambassador, International Center for Artistic and Academic Research on Antonin Arthroth and a professor at the Indonesian Art Institute Denpasar, as also the director of Bali Module and Pepadi Bali. Born in an artist family, he graduated from Art Conservatory and College of Performing Arts, supported by Asian Cultural Council. He received MA from Brown University and a PhD from the University of Georgia in 2002. In addition to performing in over a dozen different countries, Professor Siddhana taught Indonesian theater at Butler University, Ohio University, Iowa University, University of Georgia, Florida State University, Southeast Theater Conference, MIT, Boston, Holy Cross College, Emerson College, Brown University, and the University of California, Santa Cruz. In addition to workshops in several schools, private companies, and campuses. He has also taught regularly at East 15th Acting School, Essex University, Royal Holloway University of Loudoun, School of Oriental and African Studies, UK, Sofia, Bulgaria, and Republic Poli, Singapore. He received awards from IAS Netherlands, ICCR India, ARI NUS Singapore, ASIF Bangkok, the Freeman Research ACC New York, and Education Abroad Program UCSB. His publication is accessible on net, and he has several scholarly published works in USA like Asian Theatre Journal, Puppetry International, Asian Music Puppetry Yearbook. He is also the co-author of Balinese Performance, published by the internationally renowned publisher Routledge in 2017. And I feel very proud and honored in introducing Professor Newman Siddhana because he was ICCR fellow when he came to India, and he utilized his time at Shimla, the Indian Institute of Advanced Studies. And he often, whenever he's talking to me, he often mentions about his good stay, good time spent during ICCR fellowship. We are also very privileged to have with us today Sri Chinmoy Nayak, Indian Foreign Service Officer, who is presently Deputy Director General of Indian Council for Cultural Relations, Government of India, Ministry of External Affairs. He is a career diplomat. He joined the prestigious Indian Foreign Service in 2004. During his career, he has served abroad in the Indian missions in Beijing, Paris, and in Eurasia. He has been posted also in the policy wings of the Ministry of in Disarmament and International Security Affairs Division and New Emerging and Strategic Technologies Divisions at MEA headquarters. As Deputy Director General Culture at ICCR since August 2021, He has been dealing with culture-related matters at Indian Council for Cultural Relations. Premier and the apex cultural institution, the Indian Council for Cultural Relations, Ministry of External Affairs. Who else would have been a better person today, a better representative than Sri Nayak, representing ICCR today with us, which epitomizes the linkages of Indian culture across the borders. Sir, we are very honored to have you amongst us, and it will be a privilege to have you in future as well. I also welcome our moderator, the humble moderator rather, Dr. Sindhu Kapoor, who's Dean Social Sciences and a scholar in history, modern history at Cluster University of Jammu. Uh, Dr. Sindhu Kapoor is a professor of history there, and she has topped a topper throughout. She has accomplished her graduation from Government College for Women, Parade Ground, Jammu, and set new records in the stream of arts in 1994. She completed her post-graduation from Department of History, University of Jammu in 1996 by securing her first position. In 1998, she qualified UGC and NET examination in her first maiden attempt, and in the same year successfully did post-graduation diploma in journalism and mass communication. Recipient of various scholarships, Professor Sindhu was awarded 5 gold medals, which included Maharani Yashoraje Lakshmi Gold Medal for being the best female graduate and Dr. S. Radhakrishnan Award for being the best graduate for the year 1994 by the University of Jammu. Since then, she has attended a number of national and international youth camps and summits, workshops, seminars, and webinars. Author of 3 books, Dr. Sindhu Kapoor is presently working as Dean, Faculty of Social Sciences, and is devoted to the cause of documenting the local history, heritage, and oral traditions. We are also honored to have amongst us Professor D.K. Verma, Sir, Dean Social Sciences in Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University. And I must also admit the absentia presence of Dr. Anant Ashutosh Dwivedi, who is not presently with us in the studio, but wherever he is with us. He is the person who curated the whole program for us. Thank you so much, and I welcome our esteemed guest, distinguished guest on this platform, and I give the floor to you, Dr. Singh.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Thank you so much, Professor Neeru Mishra ji, for giving the vivid introduction of all the guests. And in person, I am actually obliged to you for all the kind words. Before I proceed ahead, I, on behalf of all the guests and the audiences, must congratulate you, heartily congratulate you for the inauguration of the chair today, which you are heading. Heartiest congratulations, madam. Now proceeding ahead, we all know culture is truly a stream of ideas, a communicable intelligence. Culture, we know, knows no bounds. Cultural heritage is universal in nature. There are different forms of intangible cultural heritage which embody outstanding universal value. They are cultural vehicles, or to quote UN, they are the human treasuries. Definitely, we are blessed to have amongst us today Professor I. Newman Siddhana, Director, Bali International School of Arts, Denpasar from Indonesia. He is a professor and a great artist who today is going to showcase the art. And we know art knows no languages, irrespective of language or the different backgrounds, it means all. Hence, I, on behalf of my team humbly welcome and request Professor Newman Siddhana ji to kindly introduce the audiences about the theme of the performance, about the art, and about the expression, artistic, intangible expression, which we are going to see very soon. Over to you, Professor Siddhana.
Now I'm sharing some screen. Now start. Thank you, Moderator Dr. Sindhu Kapur, for this opportunity. Namaste, Namaskar, Om Swastiastu. Good afternoon from Bali. Your Excellency, Sri Mangubhai C, Honorable Governor of Madhya Pradesh, the Honorable Chairperson, Professor Asha Shukla, the Honorable Chief Guest, Sri Chinmoy Nayak, the Honorable Professor Niru Misra, congratulations for your inauguration today as a chair of Lord Buddha and Cultural Heritage Studies. The Honorable Dr. D.K. Verna, Dean of BRAUSS, Mhow. Esteemed participants, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so delighted and thank you for having me. And I'm so privileged to present my paper entitled The Transformation of Global Conflict into Harmony Through Ancient Wisdom in Puppet Theater. In Asian puppet theater, the great epics, Puranas, numerous mythologies, the significant cultural concerns, and the aesthetic principles of major Asian civilizations are activated and transmitted across nations and generations. And a mix of the political, economic, cultural, and social issues may be reflected. Social criticism and comedy are combined as a unique entertainment and edification or enlightenment. Through puppetry, we can bring numerous nation-states of Asia closer together to obtain direct contact with major ideas and aesthetic practice, both those of the past and those of the present. Now, in Balinese wayang puppetry, now my emphasis, the ancient wisdom is typically sung by the puppet master while manipulating the puppet character itself. Now let me share a segment of Sutasoma's Dharma Santi compassion. We call Dharma Santi in Bali compassion in wayang puppetry. Like this, it goes like this. The appearance of the enlightenment from a wise and just King Sutasoma. This Buddhist wisdom always wins without killing. He treats anyone with a great compassion to transform conflict into peace and harmony. Dharma, the duty, is practiced in his daily action. His soft power overcome depravity to establish non-violent society. Thus, the puppet show itself has its own wisdom too, the wisdom of Kama and Kala. Kala represents various demonic forces instigated by Kala and goddess Durga, and then the triple gods, Sangyang Krismaya, Brahma, Vishnu, and Iswara, devise wayang puppet shows, gamelan music, mass dance theater, lot of dances to pacify demonic powers. Then the puppet master activating Kama, aesthetic wisdom is to pacify Kala. Through mixing social criticism and comedy in the form of Kalangwan, entertainment, education, and enlightenment. Based on the generous support given by Professor Niru Misra from the ICCR, it allows me to study Rawan Chaya at Orissa. And over there, Rama's significant power is called Rata. Rata is sacred order of universal harmony. When any character violate, that's why Rama has to get rid of that character. So this is mantra incantation that I learned from my Guruji, Mr. Gaurama Das. I hope I still sing that correctly, the pronunciation. It goes like this. Ramaya, Ramabhadraya, Ramachandraya Vedhase, Raghunataya Nataya, Sitaya Pate Namaha. There's a significant lines from Sitaya Pate Namaha, Sirarama Jana Kinata, Tarakasura Maradana. That's Rama's wisdom to control the terror by Tatakasura. In Bali Niswayang Ramayana is similar to the Ravan Chaya, same story Ramayana. The power, the wisdom of Ramas is recited in full, not only the Rata. It goes like this. It goes like this in Balinese Wayang Ramayana. Satya Rata Diksa. So mention Satya Rata Diksa. Tapa Brahman Yadnya. Satya Dharma Bhakti Ahimsa Santi. So the super objective is Santi, the peace, the harmony, but it starts from Satya. Satya is the truth, and then the Ratas, and then the next. I don't think I have to explain this. You guys, I think, understand Diksha, Tapa, Brahman, etc., etc. And then when I studied Tolu Bomalatam, again, this is based on the research funding from ICCR India. I learned Tolu Bomalatam in Madapatnam, Kakinada, Nirmala Kunta, Madava Kedavai, Dharma Varman, a lot of them. I learned how Krishna's ultimate truth. So Krishna's power is the ultimate truth. So more or less, as I remember, the song is like this. Sri Krishna Govinda Hari Murari. Sri Krishna Govinda Hari Murari. Sri Nata Narayana Vasudewa Nandakilala Radha Radha Krishna Radha Gokula Bala Radha Radha Krishna Radha Sri Krishna Govinda Hari Murari. The demon Mura representing Rudra Murti, very powerful, attacks Indra and Yama. That's why Krishna uses the ultimate truth, because Krishna is the avatar of God Vishnu to disseminate the demonic forces. But in Bali, the Krishna's wisdom most interestingly presents when Pandawa and Kaurawa already in the Kurukshetra battlefield, where Krishna teach Arjuna about the ultimate truth and ultimate knowledge, and more or less goes like this. Perhaps you know better than I do. Karmani evadikaraste mafale sukadasana ma karma pahala etorbor mate sangostva karmani. Mate sangostva karmani. So in the next scenes, when Salya is elected to be chief commander of the Kaurawa army, he is faced by Bhima. then they are duel between Bhima and Salya. When Salya was about to be defeated, then Salya employed his atrocious power and perilous weapon, more or less like biological weapons, and then fight with Bhima. But unfortunately, the more Bhima killed the demons, the larger the number of the demon. When he killed 100, become 200 demon. Then he come kill 200, become 400, kill 400, become 800, until Bhima so tired. And then we know now the wisdom from Yudhishthira Pangastuti. Yudhishthira Pangastuti. It more or less goes like this. Let me memorize. I forget that. Yeah. Samadhi yoga galarakna armukhawan. Samadhi yoga. Dhyani yoga yakana patite sira. Sandi yoga tamakakana. So all the yoga that he performed become a Kali Mahusada performed by Yudhishthira. So his power can visualize more or less in this diagram. It basically Satya, Dharma, Bhakti, Ahimsa, Santi. That our governor mentioned is as a Jadmokrati, or internationally is called humanism. I call in my dictionary in our puppetry is called Jano Nurago, Satya, Dharma, Bhakti, Ahimsa, Santi. And finally, this is what I'm going to present now. The power, what is this called? The power of Sutta Soma. So let me present it in let me go back to my. Yes. Let me use my puppet now to present that one. Impressive is the appearance of demon of Sangyang Kala, the god of time. Tall as a mountain, his eyebrow like a black forest, thick hair fall on his heavy shoulders. His eyes like the twin suns, with its bright rays penetrating the entire country. Yeah. Purusada, yes, Majesty, I'm Purusada. I'm ready to carry out all of your command, my Majesty. What you want me to do? Hey, Purusada, don't forget to give me 100 king to pay off your debt. Hey. My Majesty, I have submitted 99 king, Majesty, to pay off my debt to you. Indeed, you have submitted 99 king. But now, the last king, number 100 king, I want to be offered the king Sutta Soma. I want to be offered the king Sutta Soma. Who? Sutta Soma? Sutta Soma Purusado. If that is what His Majesty want me to do, I'm ready. I'm so delighted. One, I'm offered the King Sutta Soma, the best king in the world, practicing Buddhist wisdom. My power will be expanding, will be increasing. more than thousand of gigabyte malware power will be increasing by the command of their Lord King Purusado. Numerous numbers of demon army to capture the King Sutasoma. Glorious, numerous numbers of demon army, God soldiers, officers, ministers, and chief commander. Their fighting spirit is so bright. I'm so happy. All demon army or ghost soldier will get a promotion. As soon as you are able to capture the King Sutasoma, their fighting spirit is so bright like the sun rising from the horizon to cast its golden rays on the world. I'm so happy. My salary will be increasing very soon as a demon soldier, demon army. As soon as we can capture the King Sutasoma, then I can proceed to ask my beautiful girlfriend from India to marry me. Because my salary will be increasing. Bella drum trumpet and gong chime thunder. What is that? What is that? Oh, this is dangerous here. So fearful here in the battlefield. I had better stay away from this battlefield. If I die here, so somebody else will take my girlfriend. Instead of fighting, I had better see my girlfriend first. I better see my girlfriend first. Bella drum trumpet and gong chime thunder. Respond as the army marches. My brother Sanut, now I discover something. What, my brother Dalam? Actually, Sutasoma is not a wise and just king. Why do you think? He is actually a coward king. Mind your word. Why do you think that way? Yeah! Then you see, when Pirusado army captured him, he just surrendered. He did not even fight at all. Even Dasabawu was trying to fight. He was he did not want to fight, but Dasabawu keep on fighting. He does not listen Sutasoma until he prays, including all of his warrior. So is that the reason why you think Sutasoma is coward? Of course. Wait. Mind your words, my brother Dalam. This. There you submit yourself to the enemy like a King Sutasoma. Yeah. Why you ask me that question? Because you disagree with my finding. Let me ask you now. Okay, what is your question? My first question: Why Sutasoma did not want to fight? Well, that's a very easy question, because he does not want to make his people to be the victim. He is trying to avoid any casualty of his people, casualties of facilities, casualties of natural resources. That's why. And then my second question: why he surrender himself? He surrender himself because he is courageous. If he is not courageous,
Professor Newman,
yes,
we are beholden to this great artistic expression, but I have a request to make. Kindly wind it up in another 5 minutes. We are bound by the time. It's a beautiful show, cultural show that is going on, but we request you to please wind it up soon.
So can I continue in like 5 more minutes?
Yeah.
Can I continue in 5 more minutes? Yes. After that, we are going to have one more segment from Bali International School. Let me conclude this one. Look at that. Look at that, Lord. Because Sutasoma has a compassion. He doesn't need power. Oh, compassion? He has compassion? Why he has compassion? Because he is practicing Buddhist wisdom. Buddhist wisdom, compassion, there is no such thing in my dictionary. I'm the scholar of modern postmodern cultural study. There is no such thing. That is the missing of the postmodern cultural studies. Love, look at that. Look at that. Why you push me? Look at him. Oh, he is walking. San Sutasoma is walking so peacefully, calmly, because he has a compassion. He has Buddhist wisdom. He doesn't need to fight anyone. Look. The enlightenment from a wise and just King Sutasoma. His Buddhist wisdom always wins without killing. He treats anyone with a great compassion to transform the global conflict into harmony. That I'm so happy that we have a wise and just king now. Yes, thanks God. Thank God, praise God, we have the King Sutasoma. But now I want happiness. That what? I want happiness. That's easy, my son. How that? Just delete the one. Delete the one. If you delete the one desire, that's one, you are left with I and happiness. Yes, you have your own happiness. I and happiness. Yeah, that's like that. I have my one I and happiness. Yes. That's how easy to get happiness. If your life has a misperception, no matter how powerful, how rich you are, you will not be able to enjoy happiness. Well, so easy for you to answer my question. How come that? Because I also studying Buddhist wisdom. What Buddhist wisdom? Can I study Buddhist wisdom also? That of course you can. When should I study Buddhist wisdom? I think the best place now is the Ambedkar University. How can I study over there? Of course. Should I pay to study over there at Ambedkar University? That of course. Everywhere you study, you must pay. Do you have money to support my education there? That's the biggest problem. I'm sorry, I cannot support your study in India, my son. Well, I cannot study Buddhist wisdom, then that. Don't worry, my son. I will try to find a scholarship from you. Or you will study to find scholarship for me. Last time I was able to do research in India because a generous support from Professor Niru Mishra. Oh, Professor Niru Mishra will be able to support my study also. I'm not sure. We can try to ask because she is not anymore the director of the Indian Council for Cultural Relation. Well, if she doesn't support my study, so what can I do? We can try to ask grant support for your education from Professor Asha Shukla. Who is that Professor Asha Shukla? Professor Asha Shukla has a lot of money. Who is she? She is now the Vice-Chancellor of the Ambedkar University, BRAUSS Mhow. So she will be able to support my education? I'm not sure also. We had just better apply for the grant. So what can I do now? Just write a proposal. Oh, let's write a proposal. Wait a second. We have to thank our esteemed participants for their support. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry for any inconvenience. Wishing all of you will be able to enjoy the last presentation from Bali International School in the form of dance video and dance film. All right, thank you everybody for your kind support. Wishing you all of you more success and happiness. Thank you, thank you. Om Santi, 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 Om.
Professor Sindhu.
Wonderful, wonderful. What a performance. What a display of talent. Professor Newman, we are actually thankful to you. We owe gratitude to you for showcasing this rare, astounding, and scintillating art of Indonesia and sharing it at this very platform at the inauguration of this chair. We are actually mesmerized. And after such a beautiful performance, what to say? We are thankful to you and for showcasing this beautiful, rare, and this almost dying art, intangible heritage of Indonesia and sharing it with all of us. We have lots of gratitude. We are obliged for your presence, for your artistic expression, for your valuable time. Many thanks, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Now, taking the program ahead, it is now my humble duty to invite the chief guest of the day from ICCR. Founded in 1950, Indian Council for Cultural Relations is an autonomous organization of the Government of India that is involved in cultural exchange with all the countries and their people. With these words, now I invite our most venerated chief guest of the day, respected Shri Chinmoy Nayak Ji, IFS, Deputy Director General, ICCR, Ministry of External Affairs, Government of India, New Delhi, to kindly illuminate us with your pearls of wisdom, sir. Over to you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. I hope I'm audible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very much.
So thank you for giving me the floor. I would just like to begin by saying Honorable Governor of Madhya Pradesh and Chancellor BRAUSS, Shri Mangubhai Patel ji, Professor Asha Shukla, Honorable Vice-Chancellor of BRAUSS, Professor Dr. Neeru Mishra, the Lord Buddha and Cultural Heritage Studies Chair, Professor Siddhana, all the way from Bali, Professor D.K. Verma, Dean BRAUSS, Dr. Sindhu Kapoor, Dean Cluster University of Jammu, other dear colleagues, scholars, friends across India and abroad. It is a great privilege for me to be part of this great occasion on the launch of Lord Buddha and Cultural Heritage Studies Chair at the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar University of Social Sciences. I congratulate the university and I congratulate Professor Asha Shukla for this great initiative. And also, of course, to Dr. Neeru Mishra for being nominated to this prestigious chair. My congratulations to all of you. Special thanks to also Professor Siddhana, who is our old ICCR friend, for that exhilarating performance today. Very unique, and I think it reflects not only the appeal of Buddhism worldwide, but also the deep civilizational links which India shares with Indonesia. And it's a great commonality between our two nations. And I think your contributions help us strengthen this bilateral relationship in its own way. Thank you again. So as we all know, Buddhism originated in India 2,500 years ago, but its appealing message of simplicity and peace reverberates across the world even today. The Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path, which Lord Buddha expounded, are pearls of wisdom, are beacons of light even today, and they teach us how we can overcome suffering which is caused by desire and ignorance of the of material life, and how we can conquer this that also path he had laid down. My purpose of mentioning this is that it has great salience for what we are seeing in the world today, and especially in an unprecedented world which is facing stress and a very a worldwide pandemic situation. uh, it is time for the world to come together, to work in harmony, work with each other, and overcome today's crisis and problems. I think that is precisely the contribution which today's inauguration will give through its theme of transforming and activating Buddhist wisdom through collaborative performing arts. Uh, and I think the establishment of this chair will be a great contribution to that effort. So, once again, my congratulations to you. Um, uh, on At the level of the government of India also, uh, realizing the importance of Buddhism overall, and the importance of promoting Buddhist studies specifically. Uh, Honorable Prime Minister of India has been encouraging and pushing the initiative of revival of India as a global center of Buddhist culture and tourism in the last few years. And ICCR has been an important part of that effort. You would be glad to know that we have been organizing such activities in the past, but we are planning this coming November the first ever global Buddhist conference, which we are working with the International Buddhist Confederation and the Nav Nalanda Mahavihara in Rajgir as our academic partners. Uh, this again would be bringing in a whole panoply of Buddhist scholars and thinkers, and all those who have interest in Buddhism. We hope to rope in all of them and invite them. We are still at a preparatory stage, but as you know, due to COVID, we are not sure whether we would be able to hold it in November, or maybe we'll have to see when to hold it. But we are already working on it, and as part of that, we are already organizing 9 pre-conferences in the run-up to this event. 5 of them in India and 4 of them abroad. In India, we've already held one in Dharamshala and in Hyderabad, and there will be 2 more in JNU, Delhi, and in Gangtok and in Sarnath. So these are the 3 are planned. And abroad, with our embassies, we have already held one in Thailand, and in fact, today we are holding one with South Korea, and there'll be 2 more which will be planned in Japan and Cambodia. So all of them are planned within this month, and they are all covering various aspects of the overall theme would be Buddhism in literature, actually. So they are covering various dimensions on this umbrella theme. I would invite, I'm sure the scholars, our friends here, and also our audience who have interest in Buddhist studies would be interested to know more about them. So we would encourage them to visit our embassy websites, and also we would be putting them up on our website for more details. And since we have a friend from Indonesia, it will be also worthwhile to mention that for this the event which we are organizing actually is part of an overall effort to revive Buddhism linkages with India, which the Ministry of Tourism, Government of India is the lead ministry, and they also organize what is called the International Buddhist Conclave along with this conference, and we will be part of that. And as part of their conclave, the countries from Southeast Asia and especially from BIMSTEC countries will be special invitees for that event. You would also be interested to learn that ICCR has just instituted a new award for promotion of Buddhist studies, and the first edition of which we will be hopefully giving at this event, which I mentioned in November. We are currently looking for nominations for this award. You would like to visit our website and see the notice on that, and if you feel anyone is really deserving, please do send in us your suggestions or nominations. We'll be happy to consider them. There's a due process which will be followed, including selection by a jury, etc. And we plan to do this annually, so it's the first award this time. So that is, I think, from the point of view of ICCR, a small contribution to promotion of Buddhist studies, we hope. And apart from this upcoming events, of course, ICCR has many academic programs aimed to promote India's Buddhist heritage, including supporting chairs of Buddhist studies in foreign universities, and scholarships of foreign nationals to pursue Buddhist studies in Indian institutions, and as part of our scholarship program. And we also support academic institutions in India and abroad to carry out activities related to Buddhism. And in that respect, I would like to echo what Professor Shukla ji said in the beginning about organizing conferences and seminars on themes of Buddhism, along with BRAUSS, and helping facilitate participation of foreign scholars. So I would just like to emphasize and reiterate that ICCR would welcome that. And if you have any requirement or support in that regard, do let us know. We will be very happy to help you. We do have built up from our experience over the years a good list of scholars who have been participating in our events. So I'm sure that will be of use to you, but I'm sure you would also be knowing them pretty well yourselves. And we have also been supporting some of these departments in various universities to organize events like this. The one I mentioned in JNU Delhi is actually one of those where we have supported them both financially as well as in terms of non-financial ways and methods. So I again once again please feel free to write to us, and we'll be happy to continue our partnership, which we both our institutions have been having. Well, I'm not expert or how do I say in-depth scholar like most of you are, so I won't have I wouldn't want to take much of your time, but I would like to again congratulate BRAUSS and hope that this chair of Lord Buddha and Cultural Heritage Studies would achieve the target of the overall target of benefiting mankind with the message of peace and universal brotherhood, which underlines Buddhism and which our friends not only in India but also abroad find it so magnetic and appealing. And I would like to thank once again BRAUSS and all the organizers finding it for finding me worthy enough for inviting for this event. And of course, ICCR would be happy to be part of such initiatives, and will like to go a long way in promoting Buddhism globally, as has been expressed and desired by Honorable Prime Minister also. So with these words, I would once again express my gratitude to all the listeners and for inviting me, and thank you for your time. I give the floor back to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. Honored by your benign presence and all the kind words. Sir, you have rightly pointed out that Eightfold Path, as depicted in Buddhism, is surely the beacon of light in the turbulent times of global conflict and the deadly pandemic. The way you have described the activities, the forthcoming activities of ICCR New Delhi, definitely we are indebted to you for having taken keen interest in the propagation of Buddhist art, Buddhist philosophy, and Buddhist tenets and principles throughout the world. ICCR has always been doing the commendable work, and their contribution is indispensable in the cultural exchange programs being conducted by India. On behalf of the organizers, the BRAUSS, as well as the newly established Lord Buddha Chair, the way you have extended hand-holding in letting them grow, in letting them flourish, definitely I take this opportunity on their behalf to express gratitude from the inner codes of heart for your all kinds help, support, and cooperation for future collaborations also. Thank you so much, sir, once again for your beautiful words and your enlightening speech over here today. With these words, as it is said, all good things come to an end. So today we are also coming closer towards the end of this beautiful cultural program, come inauguration ceremony of Lord Buddha and Cultural Heritage Studies Chair. So it's my duty now to invite Professor Deepak Kumar Verma ji, Dean, Faculty of Social Sciences, BRAUSS, for presenting the formal vote of thanks. Over to you, Professor Verma sahab. Professor Verma sahab, can you hear me? Dr. Azad? Hope his link is not dropped. Yes, he is very much with us. Professor Verma?
Professor Verma sir is not in the studio at present.
I request Professor Neeru Mishra to give vote of thanks, please.
Let Dr. Sindhu do it. And
okay, fine.
Yes, and I personally thank all our distinguished guests today, Mr. Chinmoy Nayak, Deputy Director General Culture, Indian Council for Cultural Relations, Ministry of External Affairs. I know how busy he is in ICCR premise, and back-to-back meetings and back-to-back, activities going on there. We are very thankful to you, sir, for being with us and sparing such precious time. And also Professor Siddhana, Newman Siddhana, who has been very kind and again repeating that his fellowship courtesy me. But Professor Siddhana, I had already left ICCR by the time you were awarded this fellowship. So it's courtesy Indian Council for Cultural Relations that you got such rare opportunity and precious time which you availed at Karnataka and at Shimla. So I thank you. So now over to you, Dr. Sindhu, please.
Thank you so much, Professor Neeru. Much of the work is already done by you. Whatever is left, I take it as my humble duty to now complete the whatever is left. I think this is one of the rarest programs where we have seen the amalgam of academic administration, cultural administration, academician, art performers coming together to celebrate the inauguration of a chair. So it is the most auspicious occasion which we have just seen, whereby we have seen the live performance by our guest artist from Indonesia, Director, Bali International School of Arts, Denpasar. We are highly obliged to you, sir, and the live performance which we have just seen is the rarest of the kind, and it is a great step towards preserving and transmitting our rare and unknown, to some extent unknown, aspect of our intangible cultural heritage. So you have joined us all the way from Bali and contributed in highlighting the rare arts of your land and exchanging this program with the live audience of India. So we acknowledge your presence, we acknowledge your contribution of time, and we are highly indebted to you, sir. Audiences and the people, your friends from India, look forward to more such beautiful presentations, live presentations in future also. It is also my humble duty to render vote of thanks to the Honorable Chief Guest of the Day, Shri Chinmoy Nayak, IFS and Deputy Director General, ICCR, New Delhi. Sir, you worked with us throughout the last 1.5 hours. It itself speaks your commitment towards the propagation of art and culture. This, we take it as a blessing from your side and your esteemed organization, for which we long for future collaborations also. Your august presence has actually honored us, and we are highly thankful to you for your contribution as the apex body in the making of, in the establishment of, in the growth of Lord Buddha Chair at BRAUSS, Mhow. Thank you so much, sir, for your benign presence. This is also my duty to heartily thank a great academic administrator who is coupled with very in-depth knowledge in art, history, and culture, and has expertise in women studies. She is at the helm of the affairs. Without her support and would not have seen the light of the day. We are highly thankful to you, madam, Honorable Vice-Chancellor, Professor Asha Shukla ji, for spearheading, for leading the whole team in the organization of this great event today. And congratulations to you and your institutions for giving such opportunity to the various departments to showcase and to bring together the people from the different parts of the world for the sake of cultural spread and propagation. Thank you so much, ma'am. At the same time, though it is in absentia, it is my duty to also render vote of thanks to respected Dean, Faculty of Social Sciences, Mhow, BRAUSS Mhow, Professor Deepak Kumar Verma ji, and also the DG of Heritage Society Patna, Dr. Ashutosh Dwivedi ji, for having curated the whole program, for having conceived the whole program, and at the same time for rendering this technical support, whereby we were able to connect to our audiences and display our live performance also. Thank you so much for all those persons who have worked together before the cameras, behind the cameras, for the success of this great event today. Many, many thanks to Professor Neeru Mishra ji for bringing together the galaxy of personalities, the dignitaries from all around the world, and the apex body of ICCR. Ma'am, the success of this program owes its genesis to you. We are highly beholden to you. We are thankful to you for having conceived, and at the same time, now I see your chair for Lord Buddha and Cultural Heritage Studies is thus inaugurated, and we wish you a very, very bright, fruitful, and very, very important times ahead, whereby you can bring about the different aspects of the philosophy of Buddhism, and also can transmit the cultural heritage amongst the coming generations through the establishment of this chair. Many, many thanks to one and all. If I have left somebody out and there has been any mistake on my part, I take pardon in it. And with these words, many, many thanks, and wish you a good day ahead.
Thank you.
And thank
Thank
you
you.
to
Thank
Sindhu
you.
Kapoor also.
Thank you.
No,
Thank
ma'am,
you
it's
to
my
Sindhu
great
Kapoor
pleasure.
also. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you, Professor Newman.